Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video. We're now at 39,500 subscribers, so let's get to 40,000. Make sure you like this video down below and subscribe to the channel before we get started. And today we have to talk about this administration and the direction that this administration is heading in ahead of the 2020 election. Now, for those of you who don't know, Tucker Carlson gave a 28-minute monologue where he discussed the rioters and Jared Kushner's role in compromising the Trump administration's response to it, talking about how Trump has been straying away from his traditional 2016 law and order agenda that 63 million hardworking patriotic Americans voted for. Now, Trump and Kushner had seen the monologue that was very critical of Trump and Kushner, and they were not exactly happy. And Kushner was very, very upset about this. However, President Trump reportedly agreed with some of Tucker Carlson's criticisms. Again, this is from Ryan James Gurdinsky's monologue. He knows people that are very close to the president, so I really would heavily trust this information here. So it's very, very interesting how this is exactly playing out, because if you look at Donald Trump's poll numbers, they are in the gutter. And I'm one to usually bear the good news. But today, I'm not going to bear the good news. I'm kind of going to bear the bad news. However, there may be a light at the end of the tunnel. But if we look at the poll numbers, Trump is actually down in the betting odds by 7. He's down in the national average to Biden by 8 percentage points. He's down in nearly every single swing state. And we know the polls cannot be that trustworthy early on. We know that the polls can change. But why are the polls not sustaining in his favor? We know the polls can change. We know Donald Trump is still probably going to win. He's running against a total and complete moron named Joe Biden. But he's down in the approval polls despite good economic news. I know the stock market collapsed today, but we don't know if that's a symptom of a long-term trend. We don't know exactly what that's all about. But before the stocks were actually falling over the past day or so, his disapproval rating was shooting up, just like the economy, just like the stock market. And before the whole scenario happened, he was at 46. Now that's changed. He's down. He's down to 42. Where is the movement coming from? Is the movement coming from Democrats who... No, they're not coming from Democrats. They hate him anyways. We know that the Democrats hate him anyways. That's beside the point. This is coming from his own support base. And I've talked to people that are Trump supporters, that were his most diehard supporters, and now they're saying, I don't know if I want to vote for him anymore. And I wonder why that is. And it's not because of Donald Trump, and I necessarily don't blame Donald Trump. Donald Trump has always had good intentions. But I do blame the people around Donald Trump. Here's an article from Salon. Salon is a left-wing source, by the way. Trump mulls replacing Jared Kushner after blaming his son-in-law for tanking poll numbers. So this little weasel here is named Jared Kushner. This manlet has been doing everything he possibly can do to compromise the Trump administration. Now, Trump ran against the BLM nonsense back in 2016. He decried it throughout and throughout. However, now Trump and Kushner are participating at a roundtable talking about the left-wing topics that are debunked narratives, such as police brutality and racism, trying to fix that stuff. And it's hurting him in the poll numbers. And again, Kushner is talking about this nonstop. He's acting like a leftist. He's having Donald Trump hold these roundtables to appease leftists. And just spoiler alert, they're not appeased one bit. When you're compromising the base that goes against what the left is representing by trying to kowtow to the left, it's not going to help you at all. You're going to fall among your own demographic. Even if you gain 1% here with another group or 1% there, it's not going to matter. And you can see this here. Here's Kamala Harris. Obviously, we wouldn't expect Kamala Harris to say anything nice about the president. But right now, when Donald Trump is out here decrying police brutality, having roundtables, Kamala Harris is saying that the Tulsa rally is a deliberate welcome home party for white supremacists. So the left hates you, because that's who's going to show up at these things. The left hates you. The left is going to call you white supremacist, despite the fact you're just a normal blue-collar man living in the state of Oklahoma. I'm ready to go see a president that promised to put your interest first. Just because you want to support the president, apparently, the left is still going to be throwing names at you despite the president's doing all that he can to pander to minorities that hate him and will continue to hate him no matter what, because the values are not necessarily aligned with the Republican Party. So it's just sad to see. And he's not even going to gain minority support this way. He'd gain a lot more if he stood his ground. He's not going to gain anything by kowtowing, and Jared Kushner is tanking the poll numbers that we can see here. And the fact that Trump has listened to some of what Tucker Carlson has had to say is a good thing. So one can only hope there'd be some reversal, but he needs to get rid of Jared Kushner if he wants to win this election. I'm just going to come out and say it, because people are fed up. People are fed up with not just Donald Trump, but the people around Donald Trump. People are fed up at Trump's endorsement game. People are fed up that Trump is letting people compromise this administration and sell the country down the drain to the interests of global elites at certain times, playing into the both sides of this race war that the left is starting is just going to tank his popularity. Tucker Carlson is what people are actually pledging allegiance to. I've got a lot of messages from people saying, I'm not really that much on board with Trump anymore. My allegiance is to Tucker 2024. This, that, and the other thing, because Tucker Carlson is grabbing the pulse of the nation. Donald Trump had it back in 2016. We knew he wasn't perfect. We voted for him anyway. Now Tucker Carlson is being that voice of reason that people are wanting to see from the president. So one can sit here and one can hope that Donald Trump does the right thing, that Donald Trump gets rid of Jared Kushner, who's pushing the BS of Conservative Inc., that Donald Trump ran against in 2016. That Donald Trump beat in 2016. And Trump needs to listen to the voices of people like Stephen Miller in the administration. The left is going to hate him, and they hate him for a reason. The left hates him because he's tough on immigration policy, because he speaks the truth. The left goes out of their way to call him a white nationalist despite the fact that he is 100% Ashkenazi Jewish. The left is insane. People like Jared Kushner are caving into the left any second they can. And even Salon is reporting on this. Trump is considering getting rid of Kushner. Again, Ivanka, Jared have been pushing some of the most globalist and weak initiatives in this president's administration. So one can potentially hope that Donald Trump will do the right thing and get rid of Jared Kushner. So we really have to do something here. Ever since Trump got rid of Steve Bannon and started to rely on Jared Kushner for the main source of policy, he's gotten a little bit weak, didn't handle immigration, didn't really handle healthcare as well as he possibly could have. I still think he's done an overall decent job. He's earned my vote no matter what for re-election. He's earned the votes of many of my audience for re-election. But many people, including the people in my audience, need to wake up and listen to constructive criticism of the president and not just unsubscribe because you're a big baby, that's like I did during my last video, because this is a problem. And if we're not able to tackle the problem, then Donald Trump is not going to win re-election. However, if we're willing to look at the facts and help guide Trump in the right direction, maybe go on strike for a week until Kushner's fired, well, then we can actually enact positive change to save this country moving forward. Otherwise, Kushner's just going to be in there. You're going to see the same old, same old. You're not going to see an administration that's fighting for the American people. We need an administration that's putting America first. We have that to an extent. However, there's roadblocks in the way. People like Jared Kushner that are going to sit here and compromise the administration, shelving people like Stephen Miller that actually care about this country under the bus and pushing the off-brand Bush neoconservatism that's failed the Republican Party. So if Donald Trump wants to go in this direction, he could lose to a complete and total moron like Biden. Like I said, if Trump loses, it's because of something he did, not something Biden's doing. Biden's a moron. We know this. Biden went out there today and called George Floyd. He said his death has more impact than MLK. He's a total and complete jackass. He's a total and complete fool, moron, and that's what's going to save Trump at the end of the day, in my opinion. But Trump needs to take action. Trump needs to replace Jared Kushner because the way that things are going are bad. You cannot play to both sides. They're going to hate you either way. They're going to say you're white supremacists because they're fools and they're morons. They don't know anything. But that's how they're going to act towards you and your supporters. And if you kowtow to the demands of the radical left, you're going to fail. Enough monitoring the situation. Enough tweets. We want action. We want boots on the ground. We want tanks on the ground at that Antifa compound where you have people that are trying to secede from the United States. It almost reminds me of that Family Guy episode where Peter declared his house a whole entire country. It's the same type of lunacy. And that's the lunacy that the left is pushing. So the question is, which Trump are we going to get from here on out? Are we going to get Jared Kushner Trump, or are we going to get Stephen Miller Trump? Because we need the latter. Because the first one is not going to be able to win no matter what. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Please like this video down below, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media. Join the Discord and subreddit. Donate to the Patreon or Subscribe Star, links in description. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Red Eagle, out.